Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Vibe Show. I'm your host, Vasil, and today with us we have a very special, dramatic, and talented writer guest, Abdullah Sher. Welcome.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm tired. I'm tired as usual. Other than that, I'm just trying to figure out a way to get through this quarantine, just like everyone else.
Understandable, yeah. By the way, anybody who doesn't know Abdullah yet, this guy, he's a master of sleep. A master of sleep, I don't mean he has a schedule in place. I mean, this guy, he's, well, maybe you want to share your talents of sleep?
I'm known throughout my year for two things. One, my rolling bag, because my shoulders need to rest. Everyone else, I don't know. I don't know what they're doing, carrying their bag on their back and just killing their shoulders. Me, I have a rolling bag.
It's actually
Go in
so
style.
cool.
The other thing I'm known for is falling asleep everywhere. Doesn't matter if it's the front of the class or in front of the professor or at the back of the class. I will fall asleep. So if you happen to see me looking drained of energy, or as one friend once said, "Man, are you okay? You look depressed." No, it's fine. I'm just sleepy.
Yeah, it was like that. That's one of the reasons we are such good friends. Is yeah, we had that second year bio course, and so the teacher said the class is over and everybody's leaving. You see this guy over here? He's like rolled up comfy in his like seat, and he's having the nap of his life. Not only was this funny, but like I'm sure people were jealous. Like that's an amazing skill to have.
No.
And also, he's super smart, so he remembers everything that happens in the lecture, regardless.
This man is over-exaggerating. One time I attempted to not fall asleep, but trying not to fall asleep just made me fall asleep, and I couldn't retain anything in the time I was awake either.
Well, anyways, so this series we dedicate to students, to university students, especially those who are entering their first year of studies. So to get to know you a bit better, how about you tell everybody where you go to university and what program you study?
All right. So I attend the University of Toronto, specifically the Mississauga campus. We call it UTM. Some people call it UF Tears. I don't disagree there. I study, I double major in biology for health science and professional writing and communication. Why I study those two subjects when they seem very unrelated? I have, I guess, two main, well, passion sounds a bit too cheesy, but two aspects of my life I'm very deeply involved with. Firstly, reading. Ever since I was young, I have loved reading. I got banned from my school library once because I kept on borrowing too many books, and hence I wasn't allowed to borrow anymore for the time being.
That's crazy.
The other part of my life.
How many books did you read, man? To get banned, wow. These guys are probably we're running out of books already. This guy.
I forget. But anyway, the other part of my life I'm very heavily invested in is my diabetes. I have lived with type 1 diabetes for about 11 years now. It doesn't affect my life in a way where I am crippled per se. Um, I just have to pay attention to what I eat, and how many carbohydrates are in what I eat, et cetera, et cetera. Doesn't mean I can't eat a donut, mind you. I can. Just have to monitor my intake. So, being a diabetic for 11 years, I naturally got curious as to how diabetes works and uh, why exactly this disease is the way it is. Um, extend that train of thought, and eventually, um, I got interested in how different diseases work and uh, what they do, how they do it, and is there any possible way to treat them? Um, so there you have it, biology for health science. And reading and writing, well, there's professional writing and communication. I can read and write for a living. I mean, what's better than getting paid for what you like?
That is so true. It's great that, your passion for the health sciences, originates from something you can relate to. And I remember you've mentioned that you were involved with diabetes camps.
Oh yeah. For any diabetic who doesn't know, because I didn't know this for like five 5 years or so. Almost half the time I've been a diabetic. Well, it could have been really useful for me, but if you're living in Canada, there are these diabetes summer camps that run throughout the summer, overnight camps, where uh, specifically you meet other diabetic children, or rather children living with diabetes. You interact with them, you play with them, um, and you can make connections with other people who have to go through what you're going through. Um, it's a very fun experience, and it also helps your parents get off your back, because more than likely, if you're a diabetic like me, they don't want you going on overnight trips because they're worried your health might be impacted in some way, shape, or form. These camps specifically, they have nurses and whatnot to look after you. Um, it's camps like these that really help to, I guess, they play a very important part in our childhoods, and these kind of camps, they help uh, diabetics like me um, become more accepting of the condition that they live with, uh, and it helps them realize that, hey, with all the technological advancements that we have, um, it's not as bad as it used to be.
Right. And it's quite a good opportunity to understand that there is a lot of support available and people you can go to, whether you want help or you just want to have fun with your peers.
Definitely.
You're the counselor, right, of the camps.
Eventually, I did
It's
go.
amazing.
I used to go as a camper, and then eventually I went back as a camp counselor. Um, Partially just to be back at the camps, because I don't know. I just like them, and partially because, like, I want to help. What's it? Other diabetics feel not as alone.
Right. This is great. I mean, people like you, that's what our community needs. And I really appreciate you really supporting the kids out there, the multiple families who have children and young adults suffering from diabetes. So, with that in mind, Abdullah, where do you see yourself in, like, let's say in a year and in 10 years? What are your goals?
Um, I'll
Or you may
become
say, the best plan is not to have a plan at all, which I feel you're gonna say so.
no. It is definitely a good plan to have a plan. However, at the moment, I don't have much of a plan. Only recently I have almost gotten on a plausible trajectory for myself. Um, Especially through my first few years in university. I'm entering my fourth year now, but the first few years, um, I mean, I thought I was going to go for med school. And then I realized partway along the way that, you know, with my GPA, it's like what, 3.28 or something, compared to the GPAs of other students like 3.9s and 4.0s. This isn't gonna help me get into any med school nearby.
And I thought we
And
agreed not to mention GPA. Like now I'm gonna have to share my GPA, and that's
I do. Oh my god, I forgot.
maybe I'll forgive you. There's like this rift in my heart now. Oh,
Wait,
tragic moments, tragic memories.
should we keep this as part of the interview?
Of course. I mean, yeah, GPA nowadays, what to tell you?
Mhm.
It's divided into two classes, right? Those who get
Mhm.
4.0s, and those like us who know there are 4.0s.
The thing that I learned over the past few years is that you think that you know where you're going to be 1 year, and then 2 years down the road, and you're like, well, shit, do I really want to go down that route? Um, Because if you want to go down something like, say, med school or um, any of these paths, uh, it's it's not an easy journey, and it's not cheap either. Um, so it makes you question what exactly you want in life, uh, and how you're going to get there. Um, some people figure it out earlier than others, and some people later than others. I'm one of those still figuring it out. Um, am I gonna go for med school? Maybe. Am I gonna go for a career more suited towards laboratory science? I don't know. I hate labs, but I haven't done that many labs either. Am I gonna go for a career in writing? Who knows? Um, at this point, everything's up in the air. Um, it does it seem a bit late for me? Perhaps, but then I also wouldn't want to dive headfirst into a career for I'd say the rest of my life uh, without being completely positive that you know I'm gonna like this at the end of the day. Sure, there are gonna be parts that I don't like, and that's with every career path that someone may choose. There are going to be parts that they like more than others. Um, but at the end of the day, I'd say it's better to take your time and figure out what you want to do and if you're going to enjoy it rather than uh, just going for something without thinking it through. If people want to make money nowadays, they don't have to become doctors. Sure, there's I guess, a prestige with becoming doctors or becoming scientists, but at the end of the day, making money, there are multiple other ways to make money. You could become an actor, make it big, and become millionaires, but that's on making money. Finding something that you are going to be able to do for the rest of your life, that is the real question. If you haven't figured that out yet, it's fine. There's no, I guess, set time per se on when you have to figure um, step X, step Y, and step Z in your life. Um, So to everyone who's still struggling, you don't have to have everything figured out by fourth year. I'm probably going to take a fifth year, to be honest. And hopefully everything works out. Just gotta keep on grinding and keep on hoping everything works out.
I guess that's good news for me. Since you don't have to get it figured out by fourth year, then I fit right into that category, you know? In the end, it's a large time investment. So do what you love. Speaking of what you love to write. When's the next New York bestseller coming out? What is it gonna be about? Like, do you have any plans?
I don't know how my next 2 years are going to look like, Vasil. I don't have any solid concrete plans I could give. Hopefully, things eventually work out. How they'll work out,
Which
I
I'm sure they will.
don't exactly know, but just got to keep on trying, and hopefully it will.
Yeah, that's a great outlook to have. Neither do I. Like, hell, I don't even know what's gonna be tomorrow. Not even 2 years later. Normal people have their week planned out in advance. So, at least you're ahead in that regard. And in terms of students who want to pursue writing, who want to go to U of T, what advice would you give to them? What would help you if you're a first year student again?
Well, my sleeping cycle is completely trash.
Oh, you don't say.
I kid you, I kid you not. I can sleep anywhere. Although sleeping on a bed is a bit harder now, ironically enough. But my sleeping schedule is completely trash. I have 9 to 10 a.m. lectures this upcoming fall semester, which I have not had in a long time, and I don't know how I'm going to get through them. But if a person can manage their sleep well, they're far and ahead. They're much farther along than anyone else. If you have a good friends network, a few people who you can rely on, it's a bonus if you have the same classes. But if you have a few good friends that you can rely on, that's also amazing. You don't need to have a million. Hell, you can even have just as many as however many fingers you have. But if you have a few friends that you can really count on to have your back, you'll be all right. And yeah, some friends they may drift further away the further on you get in to your university career, I guess.
I thought
Some
you were
friends.
gonna say drift away to sleep. So I had a reference there for a second, but go on.
um, some university friends you do drift away from, but eventually, by the time you get to your third, your fourth year, you realize that there are some friends that um, you're probably going to keep, some friends that you're going to make, but then not be able to keep, and some friends that you haven't made yet, but you will still keep at the end of the day. Um, it comes and it goes. So just just go along for the ride, I guess. I've been friends with you, Vasil, for not my first year, but since my second year. The first time I met Vasil, actually, it was just a chance encounter before a first year biology test, and he came up to me, and I knew about him, and he came up to me, and he's like, "Good luck." I was like, "Sure." And then afterwards, second year, we became fast friends. But you never know, right? So sleep, good friends, And I mean, it's probably a bit late if you're starting university, but um, if you can get your work ethic under control, right? Um, like if you're someone in the first grade and you're seeing this, if you get nothing else out of this, if if you can get your work ethic under control and keep it under control for the next 12 years, you will be absolutely like as perfect as you can be by the time you get to university. Yeah, your sleep cycle, your friends you keep, and your work ethic. Everything else should be able to fall into place. Even if you don't have all of those completely under control, um, things can still fall into place. But if you have those three things like under control, I'd say it's much easier with everything else that you'll have to face.
These are great tips. And Abdullah, I'm sure that many students entering their university years will remember your three components of success in university. If you want to catch this guy, I'm going to put some of his social media in the description. But I mean, anyways, you can find him in the library 24/7. So he's
Probably
either
sleeping.
first floor sleeping, or third floor sleeping, or second floor. Well, I mean, I haven't
Uh,
seen you on the second floor.
I haven't been to the second floor in a while. I either fall asleep on the first floor or the basement floor. Yeah.
They're like sleeping zones.
Hmm. Or
Well,
you'll see me with my rolling bag.
yeah, the rolling bag, iconic. If you see the rolling bag or you hear it, you don't even need to, turn around. You know it's Abdullah coming.
I kid you not, one time, I was on my way to the library. Uh, I stopped with my rolling bag beside me just to stop for a second to tie my shoes or something. From behind me, a group of my friends come in. I still remember. One friend was like, "I swear, I saw the rolling bag before I saw the person."
Oh my god. It's greater. It has advantages over the regular bag, right? You
No, for
mentioned.
sure. For sure. You
By the
can
way, this
strip.
is not paid promotion. This is not paid
Oh
promotion.
no, for sure. But the rolling bag revolution is approaching, so get your rolling bags while you can. You can trip people who are being annoying. Anything seem like they're about to fall asleep while walking, you can wake them up with it. You can uh, you can roll through the sidewalks, up the buildings. But yeah, the rolling bag, everybody. It's the future. So got to keep rolling on, eh?
Well, we're gonna put some rolling bags in the description too, in case you want to join the revolution
Mm-hmm.
and trip people. Everything except for carrying books, right?
Oh
Rolling
yeah.
bags are. Well, Abdullah, I mean, it was a pleasure to have you. I'm sure that many people, even myself included, took a lot of very wise words and tips from your
Wow.
experience. Well, it is how it is, and we thank you very much, and um, look forward to seeing you in future episodes. So please,
Thank you
once
for having
again,
me.
Abdullah Sher, future amazing writer. Check out his books. We're gonna make another episode when your bestseller comes out.
Yes, 10 years later, then I see.
Well, if it's 10 years, then it's 10 years. Well, leave yourself a good night and see you soon.
That's good.